Hi guys. Um, Somebody asked about adding video to their animation titles project, and would that be okay? And the answer is absolutely it would be. Now, it wouldn't even matter if it came from a movie or if it was part of a music video. This project has been marked solely on your animations, your character design, your text titles, whatever it is. That's what you've been marked on. If you decide that the theme for your project will be your character and your titles layered or superimposed onto an existing video, that's perfectly okay. It can only add to the project as long as it does add to the project, but there won't be any problem with doing that. Like there'll be no problem there. However, using a video does present its own little problems because you have to know how to insert a video into an animate project and also how video actually works within Animate. So I'm going to add a video in here really briefly, okay? If you look down here on the timeline, you see I've got my background stars as usual. I've got my titles there. I have an empty layer for video, which I've got one frame. So I'm going to import a video. So you go File, Import, Import Video. Now there's a few options here, but ultimately what we're looking to is load external video at playback component. When you look down here and you see embed, a lot of people are tempted to embed them to say, oh, that'll be better if it's inside the animation. Generally, it won't be. If the video has a different frame rate than your animation timeline, which it almost definitely will, what will happen is the video and audio will jump out of sync immediately. So you're always better off loading the video into a video window. Um, so we click on Browse. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the video I want to import. Now this is it here. I originally tried a HD one, but it worked too slowly for this video. So I scaled it down to 720. And it's still taking its time doing it, but there we go. We go open. Now the next window, what it's going to do is it's going to give you the option of putting a skin over the video. Now you don't want that normally speaking. A skin is just a theme for going around the outside, which gives you play and pause controls. But for inside an animation where it's going to be basically just backing up your animations, you don't want people to be able to play and pause the video. They just wanted to play. We go next. And that's it. Now the next thing it will do is it will offer you a choice to open up some help files, which is a strong indication of how troublesome video has been in the past. But you just say no and you go finish. Now it'll bring the video in. Now it is still running a little slowly, but this is nothing compared to what it was like when I brought it in at HD. So what should happen any second now is that video should just load into the background. I think the combination of it being a HD video with the fact that I'm actually recording this as well is making the machine run a little bit slower than normal. But that video should be there any second. There we go. Okay, now because it's only 720 not HD, it's a bit small. So I'm going to go over to properties and I'm going to change the width to 1920 and I'm going to change the height to 1080. Or will do if it changes. There we go. And I hit enter. And I square it up and it fits onto my background. Okay, so that's good. Now, so at the moment what we have is we have our little video. Now I can see by how slow this is going, I'm not going to try and get it to run more than once because we shouldn't have this after image here. It's ghosting, which means that it's struggling already and it's only a 720 video. So, and there's the spinning circle just to indicate that this is going to be painful. Okay, so I'm going to go over to our text layer here and I'm going to type in a piece of text. Now the best way to do this is just to type in the word text. There you go. Resize the box for that. Now what I want to do is what I'm trying to show you here is that even though Animate will play an entire video in one frame or 100 frames or an hour and a half movie in one frame, if you layer text over that, the text won't work in the same way. So what'll happen is I only have 100 frames on the timeline here. If I was to put a 4-second animation text animation over that video, the video will keep playing for its full length, which is actually 1 minute. But what will happen is the timeline will keep looping the text and the text will just keep flying back and forward. So I'm just going to show you this really quickly and hopefully it won't take too long to load. So I create a motion train for the text. I select the last layer. I drag the text. Now I'm going to just try and run this and hopefully it doesn't take too long. If it doesn't, that'd be fantastic. So The idea behind this is that if you want to put an entire movie into the background of an animation, you have to make your timeline the length of that movie. So in this instance, what I've chosen is a 1 minute, it's exactly 1 minute, this video. And I've got 30 frames per second, which means that what I need is a 1,800 frame timeline. Now the video will play in a single frame because Animate is designed to work like that. But if you want to animate text over the entire minute, you'll have to have a timeline that supports that, which is 1,800 frames per minute at 30 frames per second. Now this should load here now with a little bit of luck, and then what I'll do is, there we go.
Power off.
Oh, that's my phone going off. Now you can see the delay there. The video just took a while to load actually. The text is going across every 4 seconds. So that's ultimately not what you're going to want. Now, it's worth pointing out that the video will play for its entire minute. We're not going to do that again. Okay, so the trick here, what you really want to do here is you want to go all the way. Again, might take a little bit of time for it to give us back control of the timeline because it's painfully slow even at 720. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what you want to do is click on your timeline and drag to the right. Now, I've already calculated a 1 minute video at 30 frames per second out as being 1,800. So I'm going to put a frame in here because it won't let you scale that or scroll that far without there being some framework in between. So give it a second while it inserts the frames up to 750. Okay, and then I'm going to do this. Oh, okay, and wait for it to return control again. There we go. Okay, so we're looking at 1,800 if we can get that far before it stops us again. 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. We have to do it once more. This is going to be a long video. Should really only take 3 minutes, but this constant pausing and waiting just adds. And won't be doing any more video. All right. Now, so 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. Okay, so there's 1.8. Okay, so if I go up to 18, and I've got a frame in right there. Here we go. Wait for it to think about it. I wouldn't mind. This is an extremely fast laptop. This is one of the Asus Republic of Gamer laptops. It's not sluggish in any way. This is a mixture of the software and the video animation in the background and recording the tutorial at the same time. It's just as testing it to the limit. Okay, I'm going to put a frame in there. Now, okay, keyframe there. Right, now. Okay, so what should happen here now is that it should take 4 seconds to go all the way over to the right and then slowly begin to come back over the rest of the minute. So you'll see, again, hopefully this won't take too long. We're already at 8 minutes and 47 seconds on this. So hopefully it won't take too long to load the video this time. So look, ultimately what you're at is this. If you're going to put a video into the background of your animation, the animation timeline must be the same length as the video, bearing in mind the length of the video multiplied by the number of frames per second. Now, by default, Animate will always open these days at 30 frames per second. They used to open at 24. So just multiply whatever length the video is by your number of frames, and that's the amount of frames to have in your timeline. Now, I'm not going to let this drag on too much longer because this is getting really old really quickly. So the moment this loads, I'll let it play for the 4 seconds to watch the text going from left to the right. But as soon as the text starts coming back from right to left, just to show you that it's traveling over the rest of the minute's timeline, I'll call an end to this. So this is really testing the capacity of this laptop. That's it. It's a gaming laptop which is designed for running extremely fast animations online. So my feeling is that this is more the software than anything. This could just be Adobe Animate not working well with video, as it traditionally hasn't. Hence the fact that it tends to offer you help when you're doing it. There you go. And you can see it slowly coming back now over the rest of the minute. So, I'll never do another video tutorial again. Okay, so that's how that works, guys. Sorry for taking over 10 minutes in length, but software.